it's me, Sophia, again, and in today's video we're going to be talking about one of my very big interests, the Hunger Games. First of all, ignore the lines on the camera, and second of all, if I sound weird, it's because my tongue really hurts. And before we get into it, I'm going to tell you just an overall spoiler warning, but I will try to keep it very minimal, and I will tell you before and then give you a little text to where to skip. But I'll try to keep it as minimal as possible. Okay, so first we're gonna start with the individual books. And this is gonna be like an all about the books thing. First, we have the original book, The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games follows our main protagonist, Katniss Everdeen. She's born into this future dystopian universe that is basically Earth, but in, I want to say, about 200 years in the future, in a country called Panem, I think, which is basically a smaller North America. Bye-bye, California. I'm sorry. Ruled by President Coriolanus Snow. And she is a 16-year-old girl who gets pulled into the Hunger Games, and that's the main storyline of the first movie. There's so much more to it, but that is the first book, and it is about 374 pages, and it is beautiful. It took me about a week to read, but I'm pretty sure you could read it maybe 2 days, if that's all you did. And then, let's see. I think this is one of my favorites because it's just so good, and they're very, it's a very tear-jerking book, if that makes sense. And then the second book is The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Now this book is Katniss's second Hunger Games. That is a bit of a spoiler, I guess, so I'm sorry. I'll make sure that you guys know to skip that. But this continues on with Katniss's story, and yeah, it has a bit of a twist to the games, hence why she is back. I completely forgot to say that the country is separated into districts. There is 12. There's 12 districts. Katniss is from District 12, the brokest of districts. So, yeah, Catching Fire. My first or second favorite? I don't know. I can't choose. But very good book. If you haven't read them already and you're considering doing it, it's worth it, and it is... How many pages is it, guys? I should have wrote this down. 391. So it's longer than this first book, but not by much. And then we have The Hunger Games: Mockingjay. This is the last book of the original trilogy. Very good. Very good. This one, I finished it so late at night that I didn't cry, but you will. if you ever read it. You will. And it's very, very good. I'll read you the second rating because it mentions few other books. It says, at its best, the trilogy channels the political passion of 1984, the memorable violence of A Clockwork Orange, the imaginative ambience of the Chronicles of Narnia, and the detailed inventiveness of Harry Potter, by the New York Times Book Review. So, I think that should tell you a little bit about it. And all these books are fairly cheap. All of them say about $15. Yeah, $15. So, it's very, very good. How else would I describe Mockingjay? It is... Sorry, I'm not good at this. Let me just... Never do that again, but never try that again. Oh my god. That was terrible. Never flip to a random page in it. That was very sad to read. In the original trilogy, Katniss has one love interest. People are gonna say there's two. No, there's one. The other guy liked her. She didn't like him. There is one love interest, and he carries himself through all three books. And he's great for Katniss, actually. It's not one of those weird, book talk dark romances. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about the Hunger Games at this point. But, if you don't, it's not like one of those. It is a teen, I would say. It's a young adult, but adults are free to read it. If you're gonna do it, read the books first and then watch the movie. I watched the movies first, though, so. But that's because my older sister liked them when I was little, and I just never cared for it, until I watched the movies when I was 14? Yeah, when I was in 9th grade. The summer before then, I watched it. It was beautiful. And then we are getting into the prequels, and I so close to finishing this book, but I know the entire plot, so it's okay. So I can still review it, guys. This follows President Coriolanus Snow's upbringing. This was pre-Katniss's time, but after the war. The uprising, which started the whole thing. The whole Hunger Games. But I'm trying not to say a whole bunch because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But this follows Coriolanus Snow, and a girl named Lucy Gray Baird. She is one of my favorite characters. I love her. Which makes this book, it truly competes for first place. Just because she exists. You cannot see my eyes. I look like Wilbur Soot. I need to trim my bangs. Anywho. It's so goated. Yeah, I am on page 488. Oh, I forgot to tell you the page number for Mockingjay. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. There is an epilogue, so I'm going to just go from where that is. 390. So they're pretty much the same amount. Now, this book, 517. But it's okay because it's totally worth it, and it's absolutely goated. President Snow's not my favorite guy in the world, but it is interesting to read him, I guess. Wait, guys. I'm Katniss. Anyways, it is interesting to read his thoughts, and you probably won't be too happy with him, but you know, it's worth the read. This book came out in 2020, while the original series came out. I don't think it says, but I know it was, oh my gosh, why don't I know that? 2008. So it's still an ongoing series to this day. Not the original trilogy, but the prequel. I'll talk about that one in a minute. But The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was the very first prequel released in 2020. What else can I say about this without spoiling it? Sorry, hold on. They are super good anyways. I'm completely disregarding this at this point. And last but not least, we have Sunrise on the Reaping. So I'll just skip that for now. We'll just go on to the book breakdown of this. Now, I haven't read it, but I pretty much know the plot, and I'm not too well educated on the plot, but I think I might read it tonight, actually. It is, okay, I have not read it. I don't want any spoilers. $382, so significantly less than The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. That's about a thickness thing. It's about 100-something pages more. And I have the hardcover compared to the paperbacks. But Sunrise on the Reaping follows Hamish Abernathy, how old is he? Why don't I know this? This is actually making me mad. Why do I not know anything? Yeah, I don't know how old he was. I think he was 16 to 18, one of those two. He was not any older than that, because he can't be. Why are these lines here? That greatly annoys me. Whatever. Hamish Abernathy. He's also from District 12. I'm not gonna debrief why, but he's from District 12. And he gets pulled into a quarter quell game. And that means that there's 24 tributes. Not 12. 24 kids, and he is one of them. And he has to fight to the death to win. And he was born on July 4th, which is the reaping day, which is when he gets pulled. He was born on July 4th. So his birthday was the day that he got thrown in. Not thrown into the arena. He wasn't thrown in, but you get the point. Maybe not, but, so yeah, that's the book breakdown of everything that I can tell you without completely telling you everything about the book. And the books. So then there's the movies. You've probably seen clips of them by now, if not the movies. So first you have The Hunger Games. It's the very first movie, same as the book. Then you have Catching Fire, second movie. Mockingjay Part 1 and Part 2, so they split it up. I think there's only 2 parts. I don't think there's a third. But It's my phone playing noise. But I will check because I don't want to be wrong. I always forget this. Yes, 2. I was right. Okay. There is 2 Mockingjay movies, which very sad movies. They are very worth watching though. And then there is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Those are the only movies out right now because Sunrise on the Reaping does not release until November 20th of 2026. So a year and 5 days. So 370 days until Sunrise on the Reaping. And then I'll go ahead and tell you my least favorite character and my favorite character just to give you a taste of my opinion. Here you go. So my least favorite character is President Alma Coin. She cuckoo. And then my favorite character, Katniss Everdeen or Peeta Mellark. I'm a bit biased. No, not really, but they're just so cutie. I love them both. And then my favorite book. It's so hard, guys. Don't I? Well, I haven't read Sunrise on the Reaping, so it's not a complete fair thing. But I think the original Hunger Games is probably my favorite. Just because it's so well put together, And not saying that the others aren't, but it's like not nostalgic. I wasn't there. But it's like it's I don't know, it's like the original, so it's the best in a way. I don't think that's how that works. But Catching Fire and The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes are very close seconds. And then my favorite movie, probably Catching Fire. I love Catching Fire a whole lot. And then The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and then The Hunger Games. Beautiful movies, by the way. I don't have anything against Mockingjay, I swear. I swear. They're just so sad. Suzanne, you know what you wrote. You know what you wrote. I'm kidding, I love her. She's so sweet. And then I already told you the release date for Sunrise on the Reaping. But that's all I have wrote down. I do have the trading cards if you guys want to see a video of that. I don't have all of them, but I have most of them. So if you guys want to see my Catching Fire trading cards, tell me. I'm pretty sure all the movies are available on Amazon. I don't know if they're all for free on Amazon, but you can find them on Amazon Prime. And then maybe Paramount? I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know in the description. By the way, I don't think this looks sponsored, but it's not. I just really like these. this franchise. Yeah, if you want any more videos about this, let me know. I love you very much. Have an amazing day or night. Bye bye.